Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I've got a very special guest on tonight. I got to meet this gentleman last year, and every time we're together, we just seem to have a good time. Every time I've had him on my show, I've just absolutely enjoyed it. And he's a good guy. His passion for paintball is incredible. It's one thing that I just think so much of. Hey, Kenny Stewart, General Paintball Museum, which is on tomorrow night, by the way. You get a chance, you're going to want to watch it. Kenny has some of the most, I can't even begin to tell you how many markers he has, and his knowledge on it is just tremendous. Absolutely great. But anyhow, real quick tonight, I'm going to have on none other than my buddy Kieran Golden Eagle Johnson's going to be on with me tonight. So I'm really looking forward to talking to him. He's, like I say, his passion for paintball and the way he pushes the sport, I think, is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. So we're going to talk to him a little bit. I hope everybody out there had a great Christmas. I really do. I'm blessed for so many things. I am blessed for what I get to do in paintball. I'm blessed for the family that I have, and I am blessed for the people I get to know. Ryan Courtney, Stefan, Stentosola, we call him Gumby. It makes it real easy on me. Paul Farrell, Tony Dietz, these are some great people. I'm one of them guys that just absolutely love the sport. And, when I see people are passionate about paintball, I just like to mention them people and push them people and be friends with them people till the day I die. Because I love the sport. And this is the type of people that actually make the sport that much bigger and better. And I can't tell you how much I think of that. I really, really do. It's a blessing, period. When I count my blessings, I count these guys in it. And not because they watch the show. It's just for what they do. The stuff that they post, some of the pictures they post are just fabulous that I get to look at online. And it just makes me feel good when I see that stuff, cut and dry. I see it and I always text back, great picture, because I just enjoyed it. It makes me happy. It made my day. It really, really does. So when I talk about being blessed, I got to tell you, I've been blessed for a lot of years, but since I've come back into paintball, the new people I've got to meet are an absolute true blessing. Some of the best people in the world. Anyhow, I got a couple shout outs to do real quick. Speaking of Gumby, they're having their first ever, if I can get this up here now so you can see it, they're having their first ever fundraiser. It's going to be January 6th at SC Village, and it's for the Psycho Clown Posse. Now, don't let the name fool you. This group has some of the nice people you'll ever want to meet in the sport of paintball. They're helpful, they're friendly, they're kicking the pants. They all got these little horns, beep, 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 beep. Just cool as hell. I got to tell you, it's just absolutely great what they do. And they're having their first fundraiser January 6th down at SC Village. So if you get a chance, go down to support them. Just like, I'm having a tournament down there February 10th and 11th, too. We're having the first WCPL tournament of the year is going to be at SC Village. And like I tell everybody, not just for my tournament, but for the NXL and any tournaments you see, even if you're not going to play, if you can just take a little time to go out and support it and show people that you're there supporting them. It not only makes them feel good, it makes people that are thinking about getting out and playing paintball, seeing all the friendly faces and the support that people get on that, it makes them want to go out and do it, And I always talk, you want to make paintball bigger and better. It takes more than lip service to do it. A lot more than lip service. You need to get out there and you need to make it happen. So absolutely love it. Keith Kissel, my buddy, he's the one who helps me with all these tournaments. Keith and I worked up at Shooters All Season Paintball last year to get that thing all ready. We went out there and busted. Year before, we worked really hard at the field up in Oroville. So, and he's going to work with me again on this one down here at SC Village, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, Really looking forward to that. Let me get my shout out so I can get these guys out here real quick because Kieran's biting at the bit to get out here. I've been waiting for a while to have him on, and I think he's a trip guy. And I like to see his insight on how he feels about things and what he's got going on and what just happened to him this year and what his plans are for next year. So let me give my shout outs real quick. I start every week with my favorite buddy. Can't ever say enough about him. Tim Schloss. He has Tiger Stripe camouflage. He also has Gateway Paintball there in St. Louis. One of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. Does so much for paintball over the years. It's absolutely great what he does, and I just love it. Tim Schloss is a great guy, and if you get a chance, the WCPL tournament is in October in St. Louis. You want to go to a happening. It's absolutely terrific to people that show up there and have a great time, including my buddy Kenny Stewart. Kenny, like I said, Kenny has a General Paintball Museum. You get a chance, his show's on at 6:00 Western time, 9:00 Eastern time, and I think where Kenny's at, it's like 8:00. Okay, you get a chance, you're gonna want to watch that. Great show with a great guy. I got to meet at the World Cup. I got to meet his father, and I can see why Kenny is so cool. His dad is cool as heck. But the bad part was his father got a little ill when he was there, so he could only be out there the first day. But still pretty cool. I got to meet him. It was absolutely very cool. And then I got to say hi to Dan Colby. Dan and John Colby, they have Immortal Air. Been my sponsors for 30 some years. Started with Air America, ended up with Immortal Air. And Bud Orr. All I have to do is say Bud's name. Bud's one of the best friends I've ever had in the sport of paintball. A terrific guy. Made a terrific marker. Worked so hard over the years and is still working very hard for the sport of paintball. And Tom Kay had Airgun Designs, was my sponsor, with with my Automag for years and years. Terrific person. Rainey and Juvie Boucher. 2 times a month, you could go out to the field and pick up a paintball news. Told you what just happened, what was going on, what was for sale, big games, tournaments. Had a map showing all the fields across the U.S. It was just it was like the Bible of paintball. So the reason I mention all these people's names is because a lot of you guys don't know them and what these guys did back in the day to really make paintball what it is today. Now would paintball still be here? Probably, but it would be here in the fashion it is, and would it be elevated as fast as it did without these people? Absolutely not. I was blessed enough to be at the beginning of paintball and get to hang with all these people. And these people, I just seen what they did. They deserve to be mentioned. Randy Camilla, he was the editor for APG, gave me my very first cover shot on a magazine. One of many after that. Jerry Braun. Jerry Braun had Paintball Sport magazine back in the day, and he has Paintball Sports Field out in New York right now. Very cool guy. Ross Alexander. I had Ross on last week. Ross had Line SI. He made the Bushmaster marker. Absolutely great marker. I still have my original one that I played my very first professional tournament back when it was 15 man. It was I believe in 1988. Did a couple of them back then. Did the skirmish, but did Jim Lively's Masters. 2 tournaments you wanted to go to every year. One was Jim Lively's Masters. The other was Jerry Braun's World Cup. And the reason being is, just like now, I get to go to these tournaments and these events and everything like that. And I get to see my friends, very good friends I get to see that normally I wouldn't get to see. So paintball does an awful lot more than just going out and shooting the heck out of each other, which I absolutely love the heck out of too. But it's for people to get together and people to understand each other and people to connect. Like I say, individually, we can do a lot for paintball. Collectively, we can do an awful lot for paintball. And that's one thing I preached. And I always try to bring everybody together. The more people we bring together, I said, the better paintball is going to get. And then Jim Lively, I just mentioned his tournament, the Masters. Jim's a great guy, worked very hard. And then Gino from Belkin. I mention Gino every week. The simple fact is Gino does so much behind the scenes of the sport to help paintball. It's just absolutely great. Just absolutely great. I wish I could tell you all the stuff he does, but he doesn't like his horn being tooted too much. But I gotta say it. And then I have two young guns that I absolutely love, and actually begin the mark of the young guns and getting them recognized. And that's Jaden Gong and Mark Gong Jr., two great little players. Their father and mother, Mark Gong and Lily Gong, have really done a lot for the sport of paintball, bringing these kids along. And I got to be at the very forefront of that also. Something else I'm very, very proud of. So, but I'm going to get to my guest tonight. I'm going to bring out my first guest. I was trying to drag on my monologue a little bit longer because this guy, him and Steve McGuire, they're the only two guys that really gripe about how long it is. I think Steve actually pays this guy, but I'm not really sure. I'm still trying to work on that. So please, everybody, welcome one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet, and somebody that does an awful lot for paintball in a straightforward and in a roundabout way. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Andy Sturette. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Taking a nap during the monologue.
Yeah, I know. Last time you went and had a sandwich
What's
at
up,
a
Captain?
restaurant. Not much, brother. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing. How was your Christmas?
Merry Christmas to you, my friend. I was just telling everybody just how grateful I am for everything that happens to me. It's just absolutely great. I love it. I can't even begin to say it. But and I was talking about the things that people do for paintball, and what you do outside of the sport for paintball with the All You Remember Foundation. You just bring a lot of good light to the sport, and that's one thing that's great, because people that are on the outside looking in, going, do I want to go play this, or do I? They see things like this happening, and they go, you know what? This is a good bunch of people. I think I want to get involved with it. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah, and it's good for the soul. It's good for the sport. It's good for the communities. Domestic violence is a nasty subject most people don't want to talk about. So of course we chose to tackle something, that's kind of brutal in nature and enriching people's lives because of it, and use, kind of gifts that Allie gave us. But at the same time, why not? Field operators like Mike, for example, you came out and played a dynamic. He's got a thing that for the home teams, he's only sponsoring, teams that go out and do different types of community service too. So he's making them accountable. It's because, like we're out there, but he's like, that's a great idea. We should do that. And so he's starting to, I'll sponsor your team, and this is your home field, and you get all these discounts and things. But besides cleaning air bunkers and setting up fields and helping out, for events, hey, you guys need to go do community service and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah.
But see, like I say, people that don't play the sport, Andy, they look at stuff like that.
Big time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very big, and a lot of the guys that watch this show, they work really hard for the sport also. They do it in their own way, but they do it great. And I got one of them on here tonight that's going to come on, and he's going to join us. I actually got introduced to him a couple of years ago. Absolutely loved it. Hey, Ryan Courtney. This is one guy I'm talking about here real quick before I bring my buddy out here. Ryan Courtney, every week he's watching some of the pictures and stuff he puts on with people he hangs out with on the internet and stuff like that. Just, first class all the way. I don't know if you know him or not, Randy, but you're going to want to friend this guy. He's him and Paul Farrell, Stephen Snow. These are some rocking guys. They really are.
They got Paul Farrell saying hi to us. I don't think he hit his stream yard thing to put his name up there because it says Facebook user, but
yeah, him
and James and Hanson and all those guys.
Paul and Ryan are the first two. Usually it's Paul, but Ryan's been jumping in ahead of him lately, so it's pretty darn quick, man. I got to tell you how they get on there. It takes me 2 days just to get the thing set up to do the show. Yeah. Anyhow, I don't want to keep our guest waiting any longer. He's sitting in a green room. He's biting at the bit, and I know a lot.
Got to get him on so he can get over here and finish shoveling my driveway.
Oh, you're telling me it's snowing there?
Oh yeah,
Oh
all
man, all
day.
I can say to that is too bad. Anyhow, yeah. Please, I want to bring out a guy I got to meet, and a guy I think that his passion for paintball is unsurpassed. I think he's an absolutely terrific kid. Please, everybody, welcome Kieran Golden Eagle
The
Johnson.
golden eagle.
What's going on, my friend?
Hello, hello, my friends. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Got some rest in, so ready to get this show on the road. Let's get it started.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, we're rocking here. So, you know, I got to meet you. We've known each other now for about 2 years, huh? Year and a
Yeah,
half, 2 years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Got a lot of respect for you, my friend.
You too,
Oh, Ryan
man.
Courtney,
You're one of the
Golden
go.
Eagle.
Hello, Ryan Courtney. How are you? It's nice to
He's a
see you
good
all
guy. If
tonight.
you ever get a chance, you're going to want to get to know him, Kieran.
Oh, I don't worry. I will.
He'll
Yeah.
try.
So, how'd your
I'll try.
Christmas go? That my first question. How'd your Christmas go, my friend?
It went well, man. Got a lot of stuff I asked for, and got some really cool things, like a new Xbox controller and some some new stuff, and hoping to spread my story out there to people. So yeah, this year's all
Very
about love
cool.
and change, and
Yeah, you got some
hopefully,
new knee pads too, huh?
yeah, infamous knee pads, Pro DNA sponsored, so had to do it somewhat. But I also have my Hydra still, so I use those for practice sometimes
Who?
inside the
What
Hydra
house.
kind of?
fit.
Yeah. Who'd you get the knee pads from?
Um, I got the knee pads from Infamous's website. From
Exactly.
them.
Yeah, they're. You know what?
Infamous.
Andy turned me on to those when we were down at World Cup, and I got to tell you, Andy kept telling me, "Oh man, Freddie, these are like the best out there."
Those are the Hydra fit.
Yeah, the Hydrofit. Yeah, and you know what? You weren't kidding. Those are some terrific knee pads. I
Mhm.
mean, and
Oh
and
yeah,
plus they keep my old knees in place, because my old
yeah.
knees kind of. Yeah, you're still a kid, Karen. You don't know about this yet.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, give,
Oh
give
no,
it
he walks
give it
around the
50
field, Fred,
years.
like, oh, I don't want to play. I hurt. It's like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh
He's
man.
right about that.
So Karen, you had a lot of cool things happen to you this year.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of good things happen to me this year that, shouldn't have, but they did anyway. So yeah, it's been a blissful year by far, for sure.
There you go. One thing, Karen, that you and I talked about before was, and Andy's part of this also. There's a motorcycle group
Yes.
from back there called the
Mhm.
Punishers, and the Punishers go and they collect things, toys and stuff for kids, and
Yeah.
and actually do a toy run and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
you and Andy were like part of this, and I guess you're part of the group now. Am I right?
Yes. An honorary member, of course, but the Punishers are friends with me and Andrew. He took me to my first Punishers event, and so one person that lives with us here is his name is Brandon Kovar, and he is a friend of mine, and he's also one of the Punishers that I know from the event we did, and of course, when I got to know the Punishers, I got to know them very well and grown very very close with the High Plains chapter, and of course all others because Punishers are good people and deserve the utmost highest respect for what they do for the children out here, and it's not easy doing what they do, but they do it for the people, and that's something that I want to embody one day is be part of something bigger and better than myself because I think that it's part of who we are. We are who we are. So
There
So
you go.
just to
Andy, what
explain this,
exactly do they do, Andy? Tell us a little bit about them, because
yeah, just to explain this, we took Karen to the Punishers National Rally this year. Um,
yeah,
the Punishers organization, it's actually the Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. So in order to be a member, well, they look like Hell's Angels. They got the leathers and the patches, and you get everything works just like a regular motorcycle club, but you have to be police, fire, first responder, military, either active or retired in any of those in order to be an actual member of that club. So it's all inspiring to go hang out with these guys because they're all first responders and everything and police and all that, and obviously we got involved with them with the Colorado chapters because I met one of the guys sitting at the airport, believe it or not, going out to New York when we were playing with the band a couple of 3 years ago. That first one we had at Jerry's Field.
Right.
I was sitting there in the airport and I had on one of my alley shirts and I had my hat on, and this guy's just sitting there staring at me because we're sitting across in the seats, and him and his wife are just
staring you down.
trying to read things, and I'm just like, well, what are these people doing? He's like, security, Come to find out, he's actually a police officer here in town, and he's like, I just couldn't help but notice your thing says domestic violence, and I was like, yeah, I run a nonprofit. He's like, well, I'm with this Punishers, motorcycle a group, and we do a ride every year called the Ride for Against Domestic Violence. And maybe you guys might be interested in that. So believe it or not, going to a paintball tournament's what got me introduced to the Punishers of all things.
Wow.
And some of them play. Actually, one of them, Brian, is now an expendable on our team because he started playing. We gave him a Mac Dev and got him all set up with all his equipment and everything. But they do the ride here. It's what the Colorado chapters do every year. So we went the first year, and now 3 years in a row, we take our trailer. We carry all the lunch food and all that stuff for the ride because generally it's like 300 miles. Stop for lunch, end up somewhere up in the mountains. There's a big party that night, and then you depart in the morning and come back. So we run a chase trailer for bikes to break down.
Exactly right.
Trailer. The alley trailer we bring to put all the lunch food and stuff in it, but we also put an airball field in it. And then we bring all the jelly ball guns with us, and we set up the field for the barbecue each time so they can run around and shoot each other with jelly balls during the party all night. And that's always a hit. And then, of course, they donate, a lot of money. So they're a big sponsor of ours. But, worldwide, all the chapters actually worldwide. In multiple countries, and each state's got all these different things doing, they'll do domestic violence and toy runs and, autism and you name it. They've always got something that, they're working on nationwide. So we put Karen to that, and they called us up on stage. We didn't even know that was going to happen. We had Karen with us.
I didn't even know it.
Just talking to everybody. And of course, Karen, like we do, he's a social butterfly.
Yeah.
So when you take him to the World Cup, he's walking around, and we have to kind of keep a leash on him because he'll disappear just talking to people. It's like having a 5-year-old, even though he's 22 or 23 now. My bad. But we got to that, and he was a little intimidated in the morning because it's all Harleys and other bikes, and these guys, they look like Hell's Angels, but they're all first responders and stuff. And he was kind of intimidated there for a minute. We stuck him on the back of one of the bikes with one of the guys, got some pictures to freak out his mom, of course, because she was like, he's not going to go riding. And I was like, no, we won't put him on a bike. So what do? We put him on a bike and sent her a picture, but it was in the parking lot. They weren't actually moving. So it's all state. But
I got my Harley. I used to ride with the Harley Owners group, and and I still have my Harley actually. But I ride. I love it, and I wear leathers when I ride too. People got to understand that you go down, you're going to want something like that on, because I've gone down already with jeans on, and it just tears them up to nothing.
Oh, it does.
So
yeah.
So
we did this whole ride that day. And then they had the big national conference party that night, right? And so we're looking at Karen, and we're like, we can run you home unless you plan on staying up. Because, he gets tired and stuff, but with all the excitement. And it's like, he's like, no, I want to stay. I'm like, okay, but you're not going home until we do. So we do this party.
Stuck it out, huh?
Oh, he's walking around talking to everybody, and
tough as nails.
All the Colorado people were like, your son is so cute and everything. I'm like, well, he's not my son, but close enough. I'm his paintball dad, and so is Mike and Tom and everybody. We've got 3 paintball dads and Parker. But where they start arguing over which one of the actual Colorado clubs was going to put him in as an honorary member. So all the wives were actually fighting over Karen.
Yeah,
But they're
it's
just like,
true.
no, he's in
Yeah,
our club, and they're trying to give him patches and all these things. I'm just like, oh my god, what did I
I'll
create now?
explain that
But,
So
part. I
you're
can
telling me the
explain that.
guy's a babe magnet then, basically,
oh
right?
yeah, basically. The
He's a
So
best
babe
part
magnet.
was though, Rooster, who's Brian on our team now,
yeah, Rooster,
that
my
has a
homeboy,
woodworking company, and he made
lovely
this
guy.
big immaculate sign that had the Punisher's logo in it, and it's all
Yeah.
framed out and it lights up and does all these things. They were doing an auction. So the Friday night when we were there, they were auctioning stuff, but they wouldn't put it in the auction that night. So
Hmm.
they waited till Saturday night, right? So they call us up on stage. Me and Tom explain everything. Karen's with us. He walks up. He's got his alley shirt on, so they know he's part, with us and everything. The whole worldwide organization is there, with the worldwide presidents and all that of the org. We're explaining what we do and what Allie Remembered is, and da 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 da. And we go off, and then about 30, 40 minutes later, they do the auction, finish it off for the night. Here comes this sign, and Rooster's like, no, we wanted these other guys that we knew were coming in today to be there because they got a lot of money. So they start auctioning this thing, and me and Tom are standing over there, and I'm filming it. Karen disappeared. We didn't even notice he wasn't sitting in his seat in front of us. And I'm filming as this auctioneer's going back and forth across the room. And it's like, it's 300, it's 500, it's 1,000. And
Wow, really?
this money was just for Allie Remembered. That's what that one
Wow.
sign is for. And they're
Yep.
going back and forth. Me and Tom are looking at each other like, damn, that sign's up to like $3,000 now. And
Wow.
I look across the room where these other members from whatever state they were from that I guess are very well off to do. That was the target of this whole thing and why they put us up on stage without telling us about it. I see Karen. He's over there walking around in between all the tables over there where these guys are sitting. He has no clue. We didn't have a clue. He's just over there doing Karen things,
He's working
talking
the crowd.
working the crowd. He's like doing this stuff and everything. And then next thing you know, it's 4,000. It's
Yeah.
5,000.
Yep.
6,000.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we just hit $6,000 for this one sign that they
Wow.
donated. And here's Karen over there on the other side of this gigantic ballroom, over there in his Allie Remembered shirt, just walking around, just pumping people up. I was like, well, that worked out in our favor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Karen, I take it you had a good time?
Oh yeah. The Punishers are always my brothers and sisters on that road, and I will never forget that night. And of course, thank you to all of them, including Rooster. And you guys know that a Punisher's forever, forever a Punisher, no matter what. It's always that way. It's gonna stay that way, and that's how we do it.
So you enjoyed that trip then, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm planning to go on more with them soon, and 2024 is around the corner, so who knows what's coming.
When does
Well,
that happen, Andy?
so the national convention now has now been moved to August when they were usually doing the ride. So yesterday, I was talking to one of them just because it's Christmas, and it looks like the end of July will be this year's ride. But I think this year's ride, and of course, they get people from all over the country. There's guys that come in from New York, California, Canada,
Right.
Texas, Florida. A whole bunch of people come in for it. But I think they're going to start in Pueblo this year and go up somewhere. And I forgot where the stop is that night. They plan this whole thing out. And
Right.
if you got a Harley, if you got the Harley app, you can go onto the Harley app and get onto these ride maps. So they'll put all that together into that ride map that you can get to on the Harley app, so you know where you're going and everything else. So we'll see where the ride goes. But yeah, it'll be a 2-day event again.
Yeah. Well, what's fun is going on the runs because, like I say, I ride my Harley, and we used to go on runs that there's about 400. I mean, we were like a mile long worth of scooters, and then we have our trailers because you always got to have a couple of trucks, and because there's breakdowns. You got to have trailers and stuff
Yeah,
like
let's
that.
we
So,
we bring
Oh,
the
yeah.
trace trailers too.
yeah. Well, that is
Mhm.
so cool. So I guess, Karen, I guess Andy's the one that invited you to go do that. Am I right?
Yes, and I am looking forward to another one because, at the end of July is my birthday month, so I'm looking forward to it. See how it goes.
Wow.
Well,
So you,
this will be with us that weekend.
Hell yeah, that's
No
gonna be
problem.
fun. To
wow, that
all of
sounds
you,
like a lot of fun. July, huh? Boy,
yeah, I mean, it's
I'll
hot,
get
but
the dates officially. We should know here pretty soon. So
and I
got
want to
it.
give a shout out to all chapters of the Punishers, of course, all law enforcement, future, past, present, all of you guys who do your job. Thank you for everything, guys. It's been a real honor to serve and to be a Punisher, an honorary, of course, and thanks for everything, Rooster, and the chapter, High Plains, everywhere. You guys are awesome. Remember that.
you gotta thank all the first responders, Karen, not just the local
Right.
guys.
Thanks to all first.
All of them, whether they're a Punisher or not, all first responders deserve a round of applause.
Yeah, they
Right.
do.
My hat's off to them.
Yeah,
True that.
my hat's
And
already off to them. So,
to all first responders across the United States, across the world, everywhere, thanks for your service. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for the community service and all that you do. The great things are going to be great. And I'm so excited for the future ahead.
we had a pretty good time at the World Cup. Getting off the motorcycle thing for a little bit, jumping into paintball here. Yeah, Andy, Kieran was working the crowd pretty good down there too at
Oh, yeah.
at the World
Yeah.
Cup, man. You had a
Yeah.
pretty good time, huh?
Oh, yeah. It was jam packed, full of one night. We arrived at the Verbo that night, and then I was like, I am so tired. And then I just passed out in the bed. I couldn't even stay awake. I was like, and then I just slept and I was like, okay, I feel good. Then the first morning of competition, and then, it was grueling because you had to round so much because World Cup is so big that you can't
Yeah.
like take a break for a minute. You had to go to every pit area, everywhere around. It's just like da 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 da. It's everywhere. So shout out to the NXL, by the way.
Well, if you'd
Yep.
quit trying to join every single team on the circuit, you wouldn't have that problem.
Right, that's true. That you're very much correct on that one. I'll say
Yeah. Yeah. He was hitting me up earlier to join the band. He goes, yeah, he says I could be a band member, but I'm too young.
yeah, yeah.
What
I
a
said
kick in the butt
I
that
could
was.
be a I could be a band member, but I'm too young. And when I get older, I think things aren't going to get any easier. So it's not
There
going to
you
be
go.
easy. So I'm like, okay.
So, Kieran, what are you looking forward to now coming up? Because we're almost into another year now, 2024.
Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, 2023 went by like a rocket.
Oh
It's
yeah. No, no
it
doubt.
seems like the older you get, the faster they go too.
That's
Which
Oh
kind
because
of
yeah.
you
sucks.
forget half of it.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
that's actually a good thing because I can watch the same movie every night and still enjoy it because I didn't remember
Yeah.
it the night before. So, what are you looking forward to now in 2024, my friend?
Well, as you guys know, I started up a YouTube channel, and of course, this YouTube channel is all about my journey through paintball with special needs, and of course, my jerseys. You guys know that I created jerseys from Ugly Paintball with Anthony Leodoro. Those jerseys are on sale now on the website. You can go get them for yourselves, and I think these ones are the best ones by far. And I'll make sure that I'll show them to you once I get them so you guys know what a premium product like Ugly Paintball produces because we work hard. We do. We all of us do. All of us sacrifice something and it takes a lot of time. So gotta be patient on that and stuff. And plus the tank I'm getting from Immortal, my new sponsor this year. So yeah,
Very
That's
cool.
gotta
Well,
their
let me
sponsor
see.
because of how they remembered from last year, Karen.
There you go. Let me ask
yeah.
you. Let me ask you something about the jerseys. Now, you say the jerseys are coming out. Are those are for sale? Is there like you going to donate some of the money to something, or how does that work?
Yes. So $65 goes to the Williamson Foundation, which is my disability, of course. And I'm really just looking forward to the year upcoming and just all the events I'm going to do. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for me, and I have no idea what this next year will bring. I'm just hoping for the best. You know, sometimes you got to expect the worst, but hey, every time you do something, you find something new. That's all I got to do.
What
There
he's
you go.
really
Well,
saying, Fred, is that he's excited about which events that me and Tom and Mike and Parker and all them are going to take him to around the country.
Yep.
oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah,
Because
well, I'm
that's how he
gonna.
travels.
Yeah, well, I know I came and I did the Ellie Remember Foundation event there in Colorado
Oh yeah. I
this year,
remember that.
and yeah, I had a great time. I mean, I had an absolutely great time, and I got to see you, and I got to, Guy drove all the way out there, man, to see me. He lives like what 4 hours away, you
No,
know. So
he
he
doesn't.
drove up. So it's just, I had a great time. I really did. The owner of the field I thought was fantastic.
Big Mike.
Um, yep,
Big Mike
yep.
is a boss. He's a good
Yeah.
person.
He's a terrific person. Andy could take lessons from him on being nice. It'd work out for you, Andy. But anyhow,
Actually, no. Mike used to be one of those enforcer guys on the field,
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and he is the biggest jerk when you make him mad. That's on purpose. People are afraid of him, but no, he's actually got a big heart. But back
he
in the day
treated
when he
me excellent. Yeah.
oh, he does. But back when he was playing, oh no, he was the guy that would come up and knock your teeth out from under your mask. Back in
Hey,
the day when
I pulled a flag in that game, baby.
he did.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I pulled a flag. I paid for it, but I pulled it.
And me and Weeze were right there in front to get you to the flag. So, hey, it worked out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Well,
That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah. Well, we're all standing there waiting, and Andy's like, "Well, go ahead and follow me, Fred." And I
Yeah.
yawn, and there's nobody there. I go,
I
what happened
mean,
here?
what happened?
I go,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
he's
going to go
like,
my
"Come
own
on."
way. And what's funny is I'm about 15 feet from the flag, and I got this other kid that's with me. We're behind this bunker, and we're shooting at this little building. That's where the guys are shooting out of. And I
Yeah.
tell this kid, I go, I'm going to go pull this flag. I said, when I take off, I said, lay down some fire for me. I take off, I go pull the flag, I get about 10 feet out, and they just rip me, right? And the kid never fired a shot. He's still sitting back there like this.
He's back there
I'm
like,
going, yeah,
I
that's when
can't
I wish
believe
I
that
had
old guy
Karen.
made it.
Yeah, I wish I had Karen behind me. Boy, Karen can put some paint out there. Ooh, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been working on that trigger. That force is really unique in its own ways. And shout out to MacDev, of course. Ali remembered, Virtue sponsors, everybody, just everyone on this live, even the ones in the comments. All shout outs to you and happy Christmas, late belated Christmas. Hope you all had a great one this season.
Yeah, you shoot a Force One. That's
Yeah.
that's from Field One.
Oh,
Actually, Iron Kids. Iron Kids. All those guys are my friends. They all actually started on my field out here. So Ali and Ryan and Yosh and all of them guys. So yeah, I support the heck out of them. They're a great, great bunch, and they make a terrific marker.
yeah. To be honest, they make some of the best markers on the planet.
They
That's
do.
what I was
Oh
saying.
yeah.
And I mean the technique they use to get those dragon scales in that cut is like, how the heck do you do that?
Yep.
Like, what machinery do you have to use and what bit do you have to use to get that perfect scale? Like, figure, and
That's a
I'm like,
secret.
yeah, I know it's top secret. Shout out
CNC
to
machine.
Dynasty. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's yeah, they're great. And I only live about 30 miles from Field One. So, I've done
Ooh,
my show. I've done my show down there a couple times, and I'll probably do another show down there this year. They kind of give me the opportunity anytime I want to do a show there, I can do it. I got to pack all my stuff up and
go
go
there.
down there and do it. But I definitely enjoy it.
I
Yeah, the
enjoy it.
marker is great, and I'm looking forward. I don't know if I should say this, but they're working on a mechanical one. But with their setup that they have there, it's a little bit more difficult. But
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to come out with a mechanical. That would be butt kicking.
Well, they
Yep.
need to. That's, everybody's coming out with, or has already come out with mechanicals and all that. So that's because we're bringing mechanical back with
Resurgent.
WCGO. And
Yes. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right, Andy. The resurgent of mechanical. You know, a couple of years ago, you didn't hardly see it at all. Now you
No.
Yeah.
see it everywhere. Everybody wants to do a mechanical event now. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was watching Karen when we were down there at your event there in Colorado, and he went out and he took Weiss on.
Yeah,
Boy,
I did.
you were spraying some paint out there. Holy smokes!
I mean that right there is just a battle within itself. Let's talk about Wheeze for a second, shall we?
Yeah,
Wheeze
you
is
know,
one of those goats, and he
you
is
gotta
no one to mess with for sure. He got me that last time, but next year, Wheeze, watch out. I'm here and I'm ready.
you gotta
Vibration.
realize Weiss and I go back almost 30 years, my friend.
Dang,
That's
boy.
yeah. Weiss and I've been friends for a long, long time. He started on my field here too.
Dang. Well, shout out to Wheeze, man. What an amazing person that is. And of course, I traded one of my team jerseys with him, so now he has a part of my jersey. So hey, shout out to David Weasel Cook, man. One of the
There
goats.
you go.
Remember, shout out to the
What do you,
old Ironman too. All of them. Just
I see
everybody.
the mag there. What's the mag now?
Well, I just saw Steven say Automags will get a special new gift next year, so I had to reach up and grab my Automag.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
Automags, cockers, that's what
Yeah.
the band's
You
all
know,
about.
I'll
Automatic.
tell you. Have you lifted the carbon fiber mag yet, Andy?
Yeah, I
Ugh,
saw it. And back when they first brought it out, he had it down
Yeah.
at Cup.
Isn't that thing something? I mean, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
holding a feather. I'm like, what the heck?
This thing's a brick compared to that one.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It was just like, holy man, that's nice.
Yeah. That's like some of the cockers, I did a show up at Predator Paintball up in Rockland, California, and we did it from the place there. And this kid brought in some cockers that he shaved down. I couldn't even believe I was holding a cocker. It was so light. It was,
Mhm.
I mean, it was like nothing. It was incredible.
I mean, that's just a work of art right there.
Well, you know what, Fred?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Well, here we go.
Shout
Here
out
we
to
go.
Andy and Ali remembered, and all of us. We're all here for a reason, man.
Well, I'm
And
having a good time with you here tonight. You know that, my friend?
so I feel the good spirits. It's all about the love, for real. This is what I do. So without it, I wouldn't be anywhere. So
Well, hey, I only put certain people on my show.
yeah.
You know that.
Oh yeah.
If you're not good for paintball, I don't talk bad about you, but I don't put you on the show, period.
Yeah.
Here you go, Fred.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
But see what you don't know, Fred.
Yeah.
Whose gun is this? Karen.
Who's
That's
in it?
that's my auto cocker gun there.
No, this is your
That's your
Automag.
mag. That's a
Auto
RP. Yeah.
that's my auto mag
Oh.
that I'm gonna
It
have
stays
to
at
use.
my house so it stays safe.
Yep. And hey, I heard that Rooster wants to play this weekend. We'll see. Depends on
Let me
weather.
show you my RT here.
Oh,
There you go.
look at that thing. Dang.
That's my RT. This is a number 13 marker, and it has the number 1 Fred Schultz Shorty air system on the back from Air America.
That's so out
I
of date.
like
We can't
This
even
has-
put air in it.
I have never shot it. I've never
You
shot
never
it.
shot that thing before?
I've never ran a paintball through it. I took it, I ran air through it, and we fired it a few times, but I've never shot it ever.
Man, that thing is sick.
Yours is good too, man. I love it.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty
Andy's
cool.
keeping that for you. Does Andy polish that for you?
No, it stays clean in the case.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Oh,
It stays clean in the case. Go out that dynamic when the weather gets better. I'm gonna shoot that thing a little bit.
there you go.
Yeah, you need to shoot it again. Yes.
Air gun designs all day. I'll tell you something
Yeah.
real quick. When I say I'm blessed about who I got to hang out with, I got to hang out with Bud and Dennis Tipman and Tom Kay and all these guys back in the day, and Ross Alexander. These guys all would get together and trade little secrets and this and
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It was never anything like, this is the way I do it. And if you do it, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do this. It was never that way with these guys, and that's how they came out with such good markers. And if you look back in the day, Dennis Tippmann had probably the toughest marker out there. If you wanted a good rental
Mhm.
that could get beat up and just keep on going, Dennis Tippmann was it. And if you wanted a marker that you went out and you played professional paintball after the pump left, it was Airgun Designs and the Autococker. That was the
Yep.
two. If you were playing professional, those were the markers being used.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't get a chance to do that back in the day, but that RT is beautiful, Karen.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy because when I first went out to the alley event, this was my first time competing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my best here, see what I can do. And I placed third my first time. And then this last time I was out there, I got second place, which is really good because I think that's an improvement from what I've done. And, all the stuff that we've done together is just going to continue on for eternity. It's not going to stop.
Right.
It's
But you
just
know what?
about the love.
If you look at the people that are even watching right now,
Yeah.
these people, they have an interest in wanting to see what's going on in paintball. That's what's a good thing. They jump in. They knew you were going to be on. They knew that Andy was going to be on, and they know what both you guys do for the sport of paintball. And that's what draws people into to watch things like this. So the
Yeah.
people that actually take the time out of their life to sit and watch us, just like Stefan Santasola, Gumby, I know I keep blowing your name, but you're so used to it now, it's not a problem. But yeah, no, really. I tear his name up. But him and his wife Julie and his sons, they are the ultimate paintball family. When I go down to their event, their son down at SC, he was at a graduation party, and I went down there this year, and the clown posse was there, and I mean Julie was out there just taking care of business like you couldn't believe. Gumby just walking around looking important, but that's his job.
Right.
He does a good job at that. But his wife Julie was handling it, and I mean the whole family was out there going out and playing. It was just it was incredible. It really, really was. So my hat's off to Gumby and Andy. Gumby. He's
Yeah.
one of the best guys out there. I think I just kicked my camera, didn't I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I got it. This is Gino, by the way. If nobody knows, I had a replica of Gino from Velkin made, and that's him right there. Looks a lot like him, though, huh, Andy?
Yeah. I never knew he had that kind of mustache, but
He didn't. That was the only thing they screwed up. I says it's more of a goatee, and they says, "Well,
Right.
you want us to change it?" I go, "I ain't got time. I got the show going." So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the people, like I say, everybody can work to make our sport better. And
Yeah.
what Andy does outside of the sport is a big thing because people that some people that Andy touches probably don't know a damn thing about paintball. But then Andy will get involved with them, and then what happens next is they start hearing about paintball, and then they see the good things that the Ellie Remember Foundation is doing for paintball. It makes them not only want to be part of the Ellie Remember Foundation, but be
Mhm.
part of paintball.
Well, we've
Yeah.
had,
Andy, your hat looks smaller. Is your head swelling?
yeah, no, yeah.
Oh man, it's just
Well, I
going
mean,
up.
we've
Almost
had
looks like
kids that
a beanie.
we get the moms, dads, and stuff that are having the issues that have the kids, and we find out they're teenagers, things like that, and it's like, well, hey, we'll take your kids out for the day and let them play, and then introduce them to something besides a video game on the couch.
Yeah.
And you get the day for free. And we've done that with quite a few kids. We have some of them that come out and play.
Back in the day, I was probably the most sponsored person out there back in the day, and my sponsors would give me just tons of stuff. I can't even begin to tell you how much of it I gave away, especially paint. Brass Eagle and same way with Zap, they'd send me 2 skids of paint a month. Now that's a lot of paint, guys.
That's
And
a
I
lot.
would just, yeah, an awful lot. But I would take it and we would go out to the fields and I'd give it to kids. I just used to love the heck out of it. It helped the companies because people got to shoot their stuff.
Sure.
But it also helped the kids too because back in the day, it wasn't like you go out and spend 40, $50 for a case of paint. Back in the day, it was $1.25 to $1.50. That's
Oh
how
yeah.
much a case of
Pro
paint.
ball, 160 a case. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I got my Pro Ball jacket still hanging right here.
Hope everybody's doing well
Look at
tonight, man.
Oh,
This
there
show
you
is
go.
amazing.
like
Yeah,
brand new. I've got
yeah.
jackets from all of these places. All of them. They're all like brand new, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's all it takes when you've got people that are willing to promote outside of the sport and bring things in. And you look at the youth movement that we've really got going that
Yep.
really is all the credit, Mark Gong and the Hermans and
Yep.
Eric and Montresor's Marauders for really being the first two big ones to bring that out.
Yeah. Well, Mark was actually, what happened was Mark got a hold of me and he goes, yeah, he says, I just went out to play paintball. He says, with my two sons, it was a Father's Day and a birthday thing, right?
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, well, let's put it on the show. Let's do a show with it. So we had his kids on, and the kids didn't talk much, but Mark and I talked about it, right? And after I did that show, I get a call from some guy in South Carolina. And he goes, he says, I'm working on putting a kids team together too. And I go, is that right? And it just started snowballing from there. But before I put that show on and we talked about it with Mark, you never heard about it. They were out there doing it, but nobody was trying to put anything together to make it happen. There was no publicity about it.
You see the teams that are now involved because of last year's World Cup where we had that big push to really get the kids. Now you're seeing youth divisions popping up in all the leagues around the country.
Yep.
You're seeing a lot more parental involvement to get out and play and get youth teams and things like that. And not just drop your kid off at the field, but hey, maybe I can get out and go play with them, type of a thing. And then he gets his 5 buddies and now they got this team. And of course, expenses come into play and all that for traveling.
That's what I was just going to say is, a 10-year-old, it's kind of hard for them to go out and spend a few $100s to get all this stuff and go out and do this. So, the parents are a big part of this. But a real big part of it is the way the parents bring the kids up to go out and play. Attitude to me is a huge thing.
Sure.
Oh,
huge thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, paintball requires, a little bit of respect and there's rules to follow, and safety. So it's some people want to accredit that with violence and things like that. And it's like, okay, it is a violent sport by nature. You're getting hit with the ball and running into trees and walls and everything else. But
so is football.
The part behind it that makes it what it actually is with that whole community effort and learning to work together and overcome obstacles and all the things that nobody ever talks about what paintball does, because to us
camaraderie,
but it's stress relief. And I'll legitimately go out and say that the sport saved my life. Now, granted, I started playing back in '87, right? And played through the years and won that Masters from Jim Lively, like you're always talking about in your monologue. And, did all those things. And it's like, great, I got a world title and all these things and owned a field. And I trained field operators all around the world with Guy and ProStar and all those years in the industry. And then, hey, okay, stopped playing. And then, here comes Allie's murder and got back into it. And then I tell everybody that, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now because I would have done something real stupid to the boyfriend who's now in prison, but
got it. Yep.
Trying to track him down. But it was my employees when I was their supervisor that took me out to the field, invited me to go out to go play, not actually knowing my history. So yeah, it didn't go so well for them to think they were going to shoot up the boss because the boss didn't forget how to play. And
there you go.
Gave him a spanking. But that's what started the whole, get back into the sport, go back and start playing. And, we got done that day and I looked at Tom and I was like, man, I forgot how much stress relief this was. Why did I ever stop playing in the first place? But then I really need this in my life, and I should have never quit, and retired. But look where we're at now, and yeah, it's a lifesaver. So
My friend
um,
Keith Kissel says the same thing about it. I got him going in paintball in 1984. Um, I actually shot a paintball across the street and hit his neighbor's house. So, and I know. Anyhow, that's what kind of that's kind of what he says too, and he tells me that all the time. And he goes in and he helps me. I call him Kiko Man, but he goes and he helps me with anything that I do in paintball because I do a lot of crazy things in paintball and I need help. And he's the guy that kind of runs with me and does it. So I'm pretty grateful for that guy. He does an awful lot for me, man. So Kieran, real quick now, what do you got planned? What are you looking forward to this coming year?
To be honest, getting back on the field, putting in that work to show what improvement looks like, and showing that I have that potential to become a champion one day. It just hasn't happened yet. I'll just have to work for it. And of
Lions out
course,
there right now.
like honestly, being a champion is about working hard and putting in that work to earn your spot on these teams because not everything is guaranteed. You can get kicked off the team and get traded to another team, just like every it happens in the league all the time. We've seen it happen many times in many tournaments, and it's like every team has their own story. But ours is way more special than that because Ali Remembered is a special part of why I do what I do. Paintball is why I do it because I love the people in this sport, and like he said, it is a lifesaver. It's always a stress reliever, and it will continue to be that way. And we're going to make it even better next year. Let's continue our mission to be the best people we can be and show the world that hey, hate isn't allowed, but love is. Love is here,
There you go.
and I'm not
Very
stopping.
well put.
I'm not stop. We're
Very
not
well
stopping
put.
until our mission is done. And that mission will never stop either. Because even after I'm out, I don't care. I'm gonna continue. Because love is love. Family means everything. Put yourselves on the right side of life.
Very
Yeah,
well
we've got
put,
a
my
long way to
friend.
go.
That was very good. Very well put. Yeah, you're going to come back on my show again next year, aren't you?
You know it, Fred. If you invite me, I will. Karen Johnson will be back for 2024. And just know that this year is coming with a lot of blessings and greetings. So thank you all
Yeah,
so
but
much.
why are you inviting him, Fred? Because he was supposed to put us on the YouTube thing at the Alley event, a dynamic for the autism Alley
I,
game, and he put
my
you on
friend.
there. So I
Oh, I'll put you
think
guys
he
on
owes
there.
you an interview.
Yeah. Well, when we were down in Florida, real quick, because I know we're running late here now, but real quick, when I first met Kieran, I actually met him online like we are here, but I never met him face to face. And then last year, when I went down to the World Cup, I was Andy was gracious enough to let me stay at the house that they had, and that's when I first met Kieran, and Kieran was in bed.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was, but it was honestly an honor to meet one of the goats of the game, and it's fun to continue to play this game. I mean, it is how it is, and our mission's far from over. And I'm so excited to be a part of Ali Remembered, the Punishers, everything. Everything I'm involved with, I'm proud to be because it's hard work, but it's dedication that pays off in the long run for sure. And I'm
absolutely.
thankful for all of those people, and without you guys, I wouldn't be the same person I am today. So it's a real great honor and privilege to be here. I wouldn't be here either if it wasn't for paintball and my friends and family, of course, because family comes first,
Yep,
and
there you go. There you
it
go.
doesn't
You
stop.
actually put me on your show when we were down in Florida. Remember
Oh
we did
Hmm.
a
yeah,
live thing.
yes, and Kasemi, yes, I remember that. And shout out to Fred, guys. Come follow him and show us some love, man. We are people that are normal paintballers, but we do shows every week. We have fun with what we do, and you should come down to an event. It's not hard to find me. I'll be in a Dynasty jersey one day and a Williamson jersey the next, so it's gonna be easy to find me
You,
anywhere and
you
everywhere
change
because
jerseys 5 times a day out at the field.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
but
They just
it's an
have to look
honor.
for the guy working the crowd.
Yeah, look for
He's
the
got
guy who
everybody's jersey, so every 5 minutes he goes and changes. It's like, which teams he got on now? Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. That's true, man. But hey, it is what it is. It's paintball, it's love, it's the sport, it's brotherhood and sisterhood. Everybody can join as long as you work hard and put in the work. And like Fred and we like Andy said, the youth movement is important too because we need to help more youth get in the sport. No matter if you're special ed or not, you can do this sport. It's not hard. You just have to focus. And sometimes it's hard to, but with a little bit of love, kindness, and help, we can do it. We can all do it. We can all do it as one team and one family. That's all we are. We're a family. We're a
Very well put, my friend.
big
Yep.
family that just isn't stopping growing. We're growing until we're done. And that's all it is. We're done. We're done. That's it. But until that time, we're going to keep on growing this sport now, aren't we, Andy?
Well, the only thing that me and Fred are growing are out in the midsection, but that's
Yeah,
because we're older.
it's definitely not hair.
No, it's not there.
Andy, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody, but I want to take the opportunity to thank you for taking the time to come on here tonight because, you know, Kieran
Anytime.
thinks an awful lot of you and you do an awful lot for him and you do an awful lot for
Yeah.
paintball. So I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody, my friend.
Well, on behalf of the Ellie Remembered Foundation and the band, because that's my captain sitting right there over here this way. Whatever. Yeah. Happy holidays. Have a great new year. It's coming up here real soon. Expecting everybody to stay safe. Don't do stupid things. If any of our paintball family out there get into some deep doo-doo and need a ride home from a bar or something like that because you got too intoxicated and you're going to die driving home, then hit us up at Ellie Remembered. We'll get you a ride home, things like that. So taking care of our paintball family. So
Outstanding, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, Andy.
anytime, Cap.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Andy Strett, what a great guy, huh, Karen?
Oh, yeah. And on
Yeah,
behalf of the High Plains chapter of the Punishers and all Punishers across the United States and across the world, and the Williams Center Foundation and the band, of course, we wish you a happy holidays and happy New Year's to you all and to all a good night. I wish you all the very best. See you all in 2024. Punisher Johnson, out.
Karen, I appreciate so much you coming on tonight, my friend.
Thank you guys so much for the support. Keep on doing it. Love you
I'm
guys. See you soon.
looking forward to having you on again.
Yay. Whoa.
All right,
I'm out.
brother.
See
All right, everybody. It was Karen Johnson, Golden Eagle. One of my very, very good friends. Very, very proud to have him as a friend. He's a great guy. Works really, really hard for the sport. Works very hard for his foundation too, as does Andy. So appreciate y'all taking the time tonight to jump on to see these guys. I think it was very special. I know it made Kieran feel real good, and that was my whole purpose of doing all of this tonight. So anyhow, everybody, I appreciate it. Remember, like I say, we all work together. We make paintball bigger and better. So we just need to keep doing that. So until next Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook on Flagpole Production, please, everybody, play hard, play safe, play fair, get out there and play paintball. All right. See you next week now. Thank you.